He looked like a walking teddy bear, but it was his gentle presence that stayed with the family the longest. When Marcus first saw him at the shelter, he couldn't believe what he was looking at. The dog was massive, almost mythical in size, with a coat so thick it seemed unreal. His paws were the size of dinner plates. His head alone weighed more than most small dogs. People walking by stopped mid-step, their mouths slightly open, trying to process what they were seeing. Some pulled out their phones immediately. Others just stared, unable to look away. But Marcus noticed something else, something quieter. Behind those enormous features was a pair of eyes that held the kind of gentleness you don't expect from something so powerful. The dog sat perfectly still in his kennel, watching people pass by, never barking, never demanding attention, just waiting, breathing slowly, calm in a way that felt almost human. If you're still watching and haven't subscribed yet, this story might just change your mind. We share real moments like this one, stories that remind us what truly matters. Hit that subscribe button and join us. It means more than you know. Marcus had been thinking about adopting for months. His wife, Sarah, had been hesitant. They had 2 young kids, a busy household, and she worried about adding something so big into their lives. But when she came to meet him the next day, she understood immediately.
The dog's name was Apollo. Apollo arrived softly, as if he had always belonged there. He moved through the front door with care, his massive body somehow light on his feet. The children froze at first, eyes wide, unsure whether to be amazed or afraid. But Apollo simply lowered himself to the ground, folding his legs beneath him like a mountain settling into place. He waited, patient, calm. The youngest, a 4-year-old girl named Emma, stepped forward first. She reached out one small hand and placed it on Apollo's head. Her fingers disappeared into his thick fur. Apollo closed his eyes and let out a deep, quiet breath. Emma smiled. From that moment on, Apollo became part of the rhythm of their home. Despite his size, Apollo remained gentle. He moved slowly through hallways, always aware of the space he took up. He never jumped on furniture without permission. He never pushed past anyone at the door. When the kids played too rough with each other, he would step between them, not aggressively, just present, and somehow that was enough to calm things down. He loved food in a simple, honest way. Meals mattered to him, but his family mattered more. On days when the house felt heavy, Apollo would lie close without being asked. Sarah had lost her father that winter. Some mornings she sat at the kitchen table longer than usual, staring at nothing. Apollo would walk over quietly and rest his enormous head on her lap. The weight of it was real, grounding. He stayed still, offering presence instead of solutions.
Marcus worked long hours. He came home tired most nights, his mind still stuck at the office. Apollo seemed to sense it. He would meet Marcus at the door, pressing his warm side against Marcus's leg, walking with him to the couch, and lying down beside him without making a fuss. No demands, just companionship. Emma struggled with nightmares. She woke up crying some nights, afraid of shadows and sounds. Sarah and Marcus tried everything: night lights, white noise, bedtime stories. But what worked best was Apollo. They started letting him sleep on the floor beside her bed. When she woke up scared, she would reach down, feel his fur, hear his steady breathing, and somehow that was enough. She would fall back asleep, her small hand resting on his back. People sometimes made assumptions about dogs like Apollo, about their size, their strength, their breed. They crossed the street when they saw him coming. They pulled their own dogs away. Some even made comments, loud enough to hear, about whether it was safe to have something that big around children. But Apollo quietly told a different story, one of patience, of loyalty, of belonging. Marcus started taking him to the park on weekends. At first, other dog owners kept their distance, but over time, they noticed something. Apollo never chased, he never lunged. When smaller dogs barked at him, he simply sat down and waited for them to calm down. When children ran up to him, he lowered himself to the ground so they could reach him easier. One afternoon, a little boy, maybe 6 years old, approached nervously. His mother stood a few feet back, watching closely. The boy asked if he could pet Apollo. Marcus nodded. The boy stepped forward, touched Apollo's head gently, then wrapped both arms around his neck and hugged him. Apollo didn't move, he just let it happen, breathing slow and steady. The mother's expression changed. She smiled, something soft crossing her face, and said, "I was wrong about dogs like him." Living with Apollo taught lessons that came slowly. He showed them that strength doesn't have to be loud, that size doesn't define character, that gentleness is a choice, made over and over, in small moments no one else might notice. Family, they learned, is not only about blood, it's about showing up, staying close, sharing space. It's about the moments no one else sees, the quiet comfort that doesn't need words, the presence that somehow makes everything feel right. When the day ends and the house settles, there is often a pause. Apollo near the couch, his breathing deep and even, Emma curled up beside him, her hand buried in his fur, her head resting on his side like he's always been there. Marcus and Sarah sitting together, watching them, their hearts quietly full, realizing that this giant, unreal-looking dog had become the heartbeat of their home, the center of everything that mattered, the missing piece they never knew they needed until he arrived. Apollo's story reminds us that love doesn't have to be loud to be life-changing. Sometimes the gentlest souls carry the most powerful presence. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to see it today. So here's a question for you. Do you think a dog's size defines their heart? Or is it the way they choose to show up every day that matters most? Drop your thoughts below.